Deep in the forest, not the least bit prepared. The whispers and tigers and ghouls got me scared. Bronn said the lore is the horseman rides tonight. Gosh, I hope to avoid that spooky sight. Come on now, let's play some Lorcana with Gargoyles, Mowgli, and his wolf dad Rama. We'll boost and sleuth and munch and crunch, win 3 rounds and break for lunch. A smorgasbord of lore, it's Lorcana.
Hello?
Hello, Katie?
Brett? Is that you? I haven't seen you in months.
It's been months.
Oh my god.
And look, our listeners.
They all came back.
Oh, that's heartwarming. It's been way too long.
It's been probably years by my calculation.
Hello, friends. It's Brett.
It's Katie.
And we are so happy to be back recording.
Thank goodness. It's been a long time, folks. There's been a lot going on.
So much has changed around here, not the least of which, Goofy's new theme song.
He sounds great. He has not missed a beat.
Quite a thematic endeavor for him to celebrate the release of Whispers in the Well.
Woo!
Goofy was rewarded with his first Floodborn character in the new set.
I know! Galumphing Gumshoe.
The Galumphing Gumshoe, his first ever Floodborn iteration. Good for him.
Yes, very good for him. He got one before Tiana got one. Don't get us started on that baloney.
I was curious. I looked up the etymology of Galumphing.
Okay, go on.
It is from a Disney tangential property.
Okay.
It first appeared in Lewis Carroll's Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Oh.
It was a neologism. It is perhaps, according to the dictionary, a combination of gallop and triumph.
Huh. So it's an English word, some would say.
Yeah, some would say that.
Some would say. And it means to gallop triumphantly.
Sort of. It doesn't really mean to gallop triumphantly. It just kind of sounds like gallop triumphantly.
Yeah, galumph is like an idiot, right?
To like stumble around,
yeah,
make a lot of noise in the process and fall over. Basically, if you imagine how Goofy walks all of the time, he's a perpetual galumpher.
Yeah. He is a bit of a triumph, so.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Katie, let's not bury the lead here. We have a baby now.
We have a baby.
There is a tiny little baby girl
Yep.
who lives in the house with us.
Yep.
You gave birth to her.
I did.
There's so much to talk about with the baby, with little baby Zeidel.
Yep. Little Zeidel Reese. We'll get to her later on, though, because, boy, we can't stop talking about her and showing you pictures of her. So we're going to do the podcast equivalent and kind of talk about pictures of her. So just buckle up for that later.
What else has been going on in the world of Lorcana, though?
Oh, my God. So much has been happening for our dear friend Tiago. He's like a legend out there now.
He is. He just has like one name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like Beyonce.
He's just known as Tiago.
Or Cher.
He had 2 huge victories in a row that kind of propelled him into the spotlight. And ever since then, he launched his Metafy guide, and he is one of the new hosts on Podcana.
Yeah, so it's, if you want the actual tea on who Tiago is, if you want to know what we knew before everybody else knew, you can go back to one of our older episodes and listen to our interview with Tiago. Tiago's real cool. We're lucky that he plays in our local meta pretty often.
And for such an accomplished player, he's so humble and kind and supportive of everybody around him. I think he's a model Lorcana citizen in so many ways.
Yeah, a cool dude. Deserves all that's coming to him.
Yeah, if you do want to learn more, like Katie said, there's an episode, I can't remember, what was the name of that episode, Katie?
It was the best Lorcana player that you've never heard of.
Yet.
I knew it was close.
The best player you don't know yet.
Yeah.
We called this. We knew it. So if you want more Nostradamus-like predictions, make sure you're subscribed to our podcast.
Look, there's a trajectory here where it's me and Brett and our daughter in a field, and we're yelling about how we knew all this was going to happen, like Planet of the Apes, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We're like on a beach, and there's a big Lorcana card in the sand, and we're going like, you fools! You know?
We knew. You should have
knew,
known. We told you. Climate change is real. Oh, what else is going on? Oh, I have a bit of overdue news.
Okay, do tell.
I have meant to do this for months, and we just haven't had a podcast for a couple of months here where we took a little hiatus. I've been meaning to thank Chris, who I met at Weekend Anime a couple times. Met him at Weekend Anime. He gave us a bunch of these really cool 3D printed tokens for Lorcana during the Reign of Jafar set champs.
Yeah.
That was really kind of him, and he's a really cool dude. And I've been wanting to shout out his efforts for a while. So finally, a couple months late, thanks, Chris.
There was something else that was interesting when I was seeking through Lorcana news today. As of October 31st, 2025, so just a few days ago, they made some updates to the rules of Lorcana. Now, these updates aren't like mind-blowing updates, but it's interesting that they did this, right? So what they've added to the rules is under the heading conditions, right? What you can call certain conditions of gameplay. They already had ready, exerted, damaged, undamaged, under, on top, in a stack, right? Those were terms that you could use to reference how a card is or how a board condition, a board state is. They've added in play, face up, face down, drying, and dry, which is so interesting to me. Now, this doesn't change anything for the game, right? Those are all things that we already all use and talk about, and like that's known stuff. And I understand that they're just putting it in here so that they can have it written down, right? But it's so interesting to me that they didn't have drying and dry before now, like in the rules as game states.
Yeah, I think it might have been mentioned in some of those initial rules documents that like came with starter decks, where it would say like, this card is considered to be drawing the turn that you play it. But to see it kind of codified like this opens up not only the ability to be more specific and to make sure that rules aren't being taken advantage of in nefarious ways, but it opens up the door for cards that maybe like target drawing cards, for example, like banish a card that is drawing, and everybody will know what that means.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think it also speaks to the fact that the game is getting more complicated and you need kind of that nitty gritty, specifications in your rules, because people are going to be nitty gritty about things and look at something and say, was that character drawing? Well, technically there's no term for drawing in Lorcana. Like they have to there's so much more that looks like they're going through to make sure everything's really, really clear.
All right, Katie, we got to get into it here. We got to get into some real segments. Let's get into that cafe.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Bonsoir, it is very good to see you, Madame and Monsieur. It has been a very long time. It is an absolute pleasure to have you back in the restaurant.
Hi, Francois. Francois, you've never met our baby before.
Yeah, here she is, Francois. Meet little Tizzy. Oh, she is a very, very cute, Monsieur. I have never seen such a très mignon, very cute baby.
Thanks, Francois. We're pretty happy.
This is just tremendous news. We have missed you, of course, but this is just absolutely wonderful, and we are so happy for you. There is no better reason to not be going out to eat.
Yeah, exactly. She's a little tough to take out and about to this Lorcana Cafe as often as we used to, but we're hoping to get back in the swing of things here.
Well, we have a very special gift prepared for her. We understand that she has been drinking these custom milkshakes that are full of nutrition, and so we have prepared one of those for her. It is our pleasure, and would you like something in as well? Yeah, you know what? Let's have milkshakes ourselves. Let's make it a family affair.
Yeah, I love that.
When in milkshake Rome, right?
When in milkshake Rome.
Very good. I shall bring those milkshakes for you. We, of course, remember your favorites, and it is very good to see you as a little cutie baby. She's so cute.
Aw, thanks, Francois. He's so nice. Missed Francois.
Katie, we had a baby.
We had a baby.
I keep thinking back. I think I, quite foolishly in retrospect, said something like, it'll be even easier to record the podcast once we have the baby.
Yeah. She'll make it so much easier to do that. Why did we think it was going to be easier?
I think I thought she would be sleeping a lot more than she has been.
Sure.
I think we have a baby who is prone to not sleep compared to many babies.
Yeah.
She likes being up. She likes being part of things. She likes just sitting and watching.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been a wild ride.
Yes.
We are sleep deprived. It has been hard to find time. I have been working continuously, even with little Tizzy here with us. So recording the podcast fell onto the back burner a little bit.
Yeah, but we're starting to get our feet under us. We're starting to get into a little bit of a routine. We're definitely more used to having her here and figuring out our day based on what she's up to. So it's all getting a little bit easier for us every day. So we're happy to be able to get back to doing the pod, feeling like ourselves a little bit again and getting into it. I'm sure that in the coming months, she will be, once she's able to kind of hold her own head up and hang out with us down here, I'm sure she'll be down here making little goos and gaws while we're recording a pod at some point.
Definitely. In case you weren't following on social media and this is the first you're kind of hearing about this, everything is great with her. She's healthy and happy, and Katie is healthy and happy.
Yep. Yeah, I kept all my feet and all my hands. So you know that the labor went well. It was wild. I mean, it was crazy. This is our first baby, and so it was a huge life-changing experience for both of us. We're really happy. We're also really tired, and everything is a different color now, and that's the best thing ever.
If you want to see pictures of little Tiz, there are a few photos on our social media, so you can check that out there. And we'll be periodically posting pictures of her when she makes it to Lorcana events or opens packs or whatever she's going to do.
Oh,
with her cute little baby hands.
Oh, yeah. You've also, like you alluded to, you have not had a paternity leave because as a theater artist, you don't have a boss, which is kind of cool, but it also means you don't have a paternity leave.
Right.
No one's going to pay for you to not work. So I've been lucky to be on maternity leave from school, so I don't have to go back for another month or so. And it's been really great for me, but poor Brett has been working the whole time. But you have some exciting stuff coming up for work.
Yeah. So like Katie said, as an independent contractor, I don't get those kinds of benefits. I have to manage everything myself. And so I took a few projects that they were important to me. And I was also able to make some money from them, which is helpful. So I was able to direct and act in a production of Waiting for Godot, which was an absolutely wonderful experience. One of my favorite plays. I'd never worked on a production of it. So I got to play Vladimir opposite one of my good pals. So that was really fun. There was also a development with a piece of writing that I had done, which is really cool. I have been writing plays and screenplays for, many years. And I got a good bit of traction with a screenplay that I had written, and it secured funding. We got an investment of $1 million to make this movie that I wrote, which is really, really cool. It was an awesome development. However, it also took a whole bunch of time. I was immediately pressed into doing a bunch of rewrites for budgetary purposes and to fit certain actors into the project, et cetera, et cetera. So I had to take a lot of time to immediately kind of drop everything and work on that. There'll be more on that as it develops if you're so interested. It's a horror comedy script is about what I can say at the moment. But yeah, as it goes into production and hopefully gets released, you'll be hearing more about it for sure. But a cool development. A little bit of a stressful development, very exciting, but definitely contributed to taking us away from Lorcana a little bit.
But you know what? It really wasn't that bad of a thing that we were taken away from this set in particular. I gotta say, Fabled as a set was a little boring.
Yeah. If there was going to be a set that we would miss.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that it was going to be quote-unquote boring, right? Because there weren't as many new cards.
Yeah.
It's just like a fact. There just weren't as many new things to play with. And the beauty of that, right, is that it did let other people kind of catch up to where the game is at. We saw a lot of new players certainly come into our local store at Diversions. I know that there have been a lot of people who have joined the game across the lands, but it was a good one to miss.
I really hope that this was a 1 step back, 3 steps forward situation for Ravensburger, because I remember saying that Fabled needed to be a home run, right? Like they really needed to knock it out of the park. And, as a set, I definitely don't think they did that. However, if they did introduce enough new players and made that barrier of entry a little bit thinner, then it's worth it. As it is, there weren't a lot of exciting reprints, So much of the set was unplayable and constructed, like, why are you reprinting Coconut Basket? Like, come on, it's just a total waste. Like,
White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. Like these
Yeah.
cards are just not it. They're not it. They're not exciting to play. They weren't part of the meta. They never became part of the meta. What's the point ultimately? Also, the format that they created in this core constructed environment didn't have a lot of interaction because they got rid of cards like Be Prepared, which was a strategic linchpin. Playing around Be Prepared adds so much strategic depth to the game.
Yeah, and it's just that they're scared of having overpowered cards. But what we've said all along is that if all the cards are quote unquote overpowered, then they'll all just be better cards. And that's okay. It's okay to have a bunch of cards that do really big things.
Yeah, as long as both players can do big things and the big things involve interaction, we're in good shape. Like if the big thing is gain 10 lore, then there's no interaction. That's not fun. But when the big thing is each player loses all of their characters, that's interesting. That shapes the game. That makes it interactive.
Yeah, and it's a thing that they can, your opponent can get rid of it. Your opponent can know that you have it. Your opponent can kind of play around it to a degree. It just feels like they're taking away a good card to just keep all the other cards okay.
They've been so afraid of creating a broken format, and they've so continuously erred on the side of caution that the result was a game that, for us anyway, wasn't as fun to play. And so I hope that they gained a lot of prospective players and that in the long run it will pay off. For us, I think we're just not displeased to have not played a lot of Fabled.
Yeah, and guess what? We didn't open any chanties.
Not a single chanty to be found.
2 boxes, a trove, a butt ton of other packs from other things we played. No chanty.
But you're Chanty Puller 2K25.
I don't know what I am anymore.
Oh, well, Katie, we did get to a couple of events at the end of the set here. Yes. We got to a couple of set championships. We went to one where you played and I sat in the corner with Tizzy and rocked her and fed her. But you made a little bit of a run. How did that go? What did you play?
It was great. I played Ruby Amber Princesses. Ruby Amber, as you may remember, if you're a longtime listener and you remember these kinds of things, Ruby Amber is one of my favorite color combos to play. It's what I played when we went to Texas a couple years ago. It's just tried and true for me. It's easy for me to kind of autopilot decision-making for Ruby Amber too, so it was kind of perfect for this set that, like we said, we weren't really that engaged with, and we didn't have a lot of time to get reps in for it either. It did pretty well. There were only 8 people at that set champ. It was a store in Fall River we had never been to before, but we played with a lot of our local metamates who drove down, including Theo, who we have never met in real life before. He's been a long-time pod listener, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, shout out to Mike.
Yeah. I came in second for this set champ. I felt like my deck did really well. I got exactly what I needed. I got Tiana on turn 2 almost every game with Aurora. So it was just, I got the nuts and I felt really good about what I was doing, and I lost the mat by 1 point.
You were on the draw, you played 3 games, and the 2 games that you lost on the draw were at 19 lore.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
It was really brutal, and the store it was a big store, and they weren't running the event like actively for us, right? They had the table set up, but there was no one there as like a judge or like looking on, which is fine. There were only 8 of us. We were all doing a good job. But I went up to the counter after we played, and I had to get all the prizing because I was like, hey, I don't know if anybody knows, but like we're done with the set champ. Hello? And they were like, oh yeah, can I just give you the prizes and you'll give them out? And I was like, wow, yes, but also like, you're so lucky. Because I could run out the store right now with like 8 Maleficents and a mat. Like, what?
I'm imagining you with the Maleficent mat in one hand and the baby in the other, just sprinting through the rain in Fall River.
Yeah, like, I don't know. A lesser person could have been like, oh, sorry guys, they only gave me 4 Maleficents. Like, that's what they said because we're a small set champ and they don't want to give out all, like, I don't know. You could have done anything.
Mm-hmm.
I could have put that mat under my shirt. I could have run out the door and been like, suck it, and run away with the mat, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't because I'm a big person. And our daughter was looking on and she learns.
Yeah, you have to teach her, set an example, right?
Yes, children will listen. But that was, I felt good about it. And then I played that for the other set champs too.
It was a cool deck. I think we both resolved to not play a meta deck during this brief window that we got to play a couple of events, it was just like they didn't appeal to us. They were kind of, I don't know, not that fun to play. And so we said, we're just going to do our own thing. We don't particularly expect anything out of these events. We'll just play cards that we think are fun. So you had this really cool streamlined princess deck, and you got to play all the princesses that you wanted to play, and your Queen Censor Core went crazy, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. I got top 8 at the other 2 set champs that we went to as well, and got 2 other Maleficents after that.
Amazing.
You played in those other 2 set champs that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
How did your deck do? What was your deck? What was going on?
So I played a Kiwi kind of style Sapphire Steel list that also involved a bunch of princess synergy. I call it Diplomatic Immunity because it prominently featured Mulan, Considerate Diplomat, who, when she quests, you can search for a princess character. Had a whole bunch of princesses like Maid Marian. Also featured Lady Cluck for some ward, and Alice, the Savvy Sailor, for some ward shenanigans, hence the Diplomatic Immunity tagline. But the deck played really smoothly. It had both that Mulan and Jasmine Steady Strategist to seek out some allies and just basically refill your hand as you were playing on curve. The first event that I went to with it performed pretty well. I was able to draw into the top seed. I won in top 4, and then I was able to make a deal with my opponent. I wasn't really that interested in the mat, and so basically I took all of his store credit and he took the mat. I was happy to walk away with, a ton of store credit.
Yeah, really smart. And also that's going to pay for some stuff for Whispers in the Well, which we're excited about. You know, it's always good to get a store credit.
And I was happy to come home to the baby at that point.
The babe.
The baby. I missed her,
Oh.
I was only away from her for half an hour, but,
We can't wait till she can play Lorcana with us.
That was the set champ that was like 2 minutes from her house. So I played at least one round with feeding the baby in one hand and playing cards with the other.
Yep.
And then the next day we played at Diversion Summersworth. We had babysitters for that one. Your parents came and helped us out so that we could go and play a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 rounds against Amethyst Steel. Good players playing meta decks that they'd practiced with and just got smushed. It was tough. Everything my deck could do, they could do better, right? Like they just had the docks and the strengths that my deck had, but they drew more cards. And so it was pretty tough.
Yeah, I also played against Amethyst Steel at that set champ, and we each got a bye also.
Right. I got the first round bye, then lost twice, then got paired against you.
Yeah.
And then I conceded to you so we could go home. You could get into the top 8 and go away with a Maleficent, and we could go back to the baby.
Yep. And
So
there you go.
So basically a really good run one day where I hit good matchups, and then a pretty poor run the next day. So that's just, I was happy with that. I was happy to play a few games, get out of the house a little bit, play a little bit of Lorcana. But, we always knew that this was going to be our difficult stretch, and our stretch where we weren't going to be devoting ourselves to the game so much.
Exactly. But we are buckled in and ready to go for Whispers in the Well. It's going to be so fun.
I think that just about covers our last couple months here. There was baby, there was work stuff. We're figuring out our new lives together, and now we're kind of ready to find our groove again with the game that we love.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Helga. How are you? It's good to see you.
Nice baby.
Yeah, isn't she a cutie? Look at her.
She's strong.
If you look her in the eye, she'll smile back at you. She's just kind of starting to do that.
Oh,
There she goes.
yes, I see smile. Okay.
Oh,
It's good. It's nice.
It is nice, isn't
Yes, it's nice. It's a cute babe.
it? Thank you.
Good
Thank
job,
you. We're
good
really
job.
happy.
Yes, I like the baby. I bring you food baby could eat.
Yeah? She can only have milk right now, so she's just going to stick with the milkshake. She's got a few more months before she can eat solid food.
This is so embarrassing.
It's all right. No.
Oh,
It's
no.
we're learning every day, believe me, Helga.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I bring you mashed potatoes and gravy in a little well.
Well, we like that. Oh, it's like a gravy well.
Like Whispers in Well. It's mashed potatoes and gravy.
Clever. Love that. Thank you so much, Helga.
Enjoy. So nice.
Yeah. They're
It's really
so
sweet.
supportive here.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, they care.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since we're staring down the barrel of this huge well of gravy and this mountain of mashed potatoes, it's got me thinking. Thinking about cards we're excited to see coming out of Whispers in the Well.
Yeah, we'll go color by color, just like our other set previews. These aren't necessarily card reviews. They're not cards that we think are the best cards or the worst cards. They're just cards that we wanted to talk about for one reason or another. They might be thematically interesting or strategically interesting or mechanically interesting. They could be good or bad or somewhere in between.
Yep, and we're just going to list these cards and get out of there. We're not going to explain why they're there. It's up to you to figure out. Do we think it's good, bad?
Kitty, you want to kick us off with an Amber card?
Yes, I do. So this is a card I've been thinking about a lot. A lot. Since I've seen it, I've been thinking about it. I like the art. I like what the card does. I'm into it. I'm talking about Rapunzel Ready for Adventure. She is a 2-cost Inkable card with 1 strength and 2 willpower. She is a Dreamborn hero princess. She has support, and she has the ability Act of Kindness. Whenever one of your characters is chosen for support, until the start of your next turn, the next time they would be dealt damage, they take no damage instead. She quests for 1, and she is legendary.
What a cool card. Haven't seen this kind of effect in the game before.
It's really cool. The, take no damage moment is shocking, and it makes a lot of sense for Amber. Amber's the healing kind of a color. It makes sense that you would have something that kind of puts a shield around you. It works especially well in my Ruby Amber deck that I have been playing with my princesses. So I'm excited. I'm excited to toss that in there. I'm excited to start it. I also really love this art for Rapunzel. She's in a cool yellow dress and her hair looks baller, and I don't know. I think it's really fun.
The lighting is really neat. That uplighting coming from the glowing river that we see throughout some of the art. Really, really neat.
Yeah, I think that she could be really strong. I mean, I've felt this way about princess cards in the past that have just kind of fallen off the edge of the earth and they never see play. So I hope that doesn't happen for her. I hope she pops off like she's supposed to. She's only a 1/2, which is a little bit, makes me a little bit nervous, especially because she has support. It's just hard to see a world where you use her for the support and not other characters in that deck that also give support. But we'll see. Maybe she could be next to a bodyguard or someone gives her ward or something. There's ways to protect her, obviously. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that the bodyguard avenue would be interesting to explore, right? If you're just kind of questing out, you throw this ability on a bodyguard, and then they sit there as a big wall that could be really, really strong. She's also a card that kind of freezes your opponent a little bit, right? Because it says that if you are able to challenge into their characters, you're going to get a 2-for-1. You give this effect to any character that can challenge and then challenge into your opponent and they lose their character and you don't lose yours. That's too big of a swing. So when she's on the board, she's going to lock up your opponent a little bit. The same way that a Mulan kind of chilling there locks up your opponent.
Right.
I would have liked to have seen this implemented more elegantly from a mechanical perspective, I think, because I think that this effect will be forgotten. It will be hard to kind of track it, right? There's no way to kind of put a token on the character as an emblem of the shield, and then the shield gets popped and you remove the token. I feel like this would have been a really good opportunity to introduce something like shield token, or use the boost mechanic where it's when she supports a character, then you can, put a card underneath them and then you can discard a card. Once per turn, you can discard a card underneath that character to prevent the damage. Something like that, right?
Sure.
Because as it is, this is the kind of effect, I can see it right now, that it's oh, right, we forgot. Rapunzel gave that Pluto bodyguard this shield ability.
Right.
And so then the Pluto would have stayed. So you wouldn't have been able to then challenge the Rapunzel. So now we have to rewind and put yeah, it's just going to invite all of those kinds of scenarios. And yeah, it's on both players to kind of maintain the game state, but it's just asking for abuse for the worst case, or, in the best case, just a bunch of errors.
Yeah, it's also, it exists in a world where there's a bunch of steel decks right now, and there still will be steel decks in the next set, and she can just easily get pwned. So,
Right.
I hope she doesn't. All right, what have you picked to highlight here for Amber, Brett?
I wanted to highlight Simba, King in the Making.
Ooh.
He is a 7-cost, inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower, Amber character. He quests for 3. He's a Storyborn hero, prince, and Whisper.
Ooh.
Cool art. for all the whispers.
Very cool.
This gold border. He has the ability Boost 3. Once during your turn, you may pay 3 ink to put the top card of your deck face down under this character. Love Boost. Then he has the ability Timely Alliance. Whenever you put a card under this character, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character for free, and they enter play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. Absolutely love the boost mechanic. I love what it does for the strategic decision making in the game.
Yes.
So many more avenues of play, so much more planning you can do, so many more things to consider. It's almost like card advantage. They're allowing you to use your ink every turn without spending cards. That's really important. So I love the mechanic, and then I think that this effect is so fun, so flashy and fun.
Yeah, I think that boost cards are going to see a lot of play.
Yeah.
It's a new mechanic that's enticing that a lot of decks, again, like we were saying, Steel's going to probably still live on in the next deck. I think there's still going to be a lot of Sapphire things. I think there's still going to be things that add a bunch of ink to your deck. I think games are still going to go long. They'll be stalematey like they have been, which does mean you will have turns where you have a bunch of ink and you don't have many cards to play.
One of the few cards that I really, really enjoyed from Fabled was Circle of Life, and he plays really well in a Circle of Life deck. Now, you don't want to put too many non-character cards in, so in that regard, it's not ideal, but Circle of Life does invite you to make a deck with big bomb characters. I'm excited to mix Simba up with some, Maleficent Monstrous Dragons or some Prince Phillips or whatever to drop some huge characters into the board.
Yeah, get Simba messed up in there.
One other thing I wanted to mention as far as Amber goes, a lot of detective synergy coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
A little bit angry, a little bit upset, a little bit disappointed that Chip and Dale, none of the Chip and Dale cards, the distinctly Rescue Rangers iteration Chip and Dale cards, the one who have the theme songs about them being gumshoes and solving crimes. Those characters?
Yeah.
None of them are detectives.
Yeah, that's offensive.
Now, I didn't mind and didn't notice when there wasn't really an incentive to have detectives in the game.
Yeah.
But now, my pet deck could be so cool if those were detectives. They're not detectives. I am really disappointed. My Amber, Chip and Dale friends are not detectives. I feel like there should be erratas. I think that it should be issued immediately. for the health of the game and my own mental health.
I agree that there should be an errata. I was just going to say that, honestly, because I do think it's a mistake. I think that they're wrong.
My pet deck for sets now has been this Chip and Dale Amber Sapphire list, and it got so many new cards this set, like the Judy Hopps that lets you find the detectives. Oh, wait, I can't play those because Chip and Dale are not detectives. The name of the deck in Dreamborn is Great Mice Detectives. It's been there for months and months and months. For 3 sets now, I've had this deck that I've loved so much. And boy, would it be so good now if Chip and Dale, the gumshoes that don't let things go slipping through cracks. There's no case too big, no case too small. If they were detectives, that would be great.
Yeah.
Waffensperker, please issue an errata right now. Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediatement.
We're going to start a petition.
We'll have a petition in the show notes for sure.
Definitely. I'm excited for Scrooge. He's that card that gives a free boost. He lets you boost for free. I think he could be used in a lot of decks with a lot of different cards. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, anything to kind of celebrate the new mechanic is interesting. I'm into the Horseman Strikes.
Ooh, yeah.
More interactivity is always good. Removal is good. I'm in favor of seeing more of it. Horseman Strikes is the 3-cost inkable action that banishes an evasive character and draws a card, so it's flexible. It's never really completely dead in your hand, and then allows for some removal in a color that isn't traditionally very good at removing characters.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Black Cauldron is a major disappointment.
Didn't have to tell me twice. I've seen the movie.
You don't like Black Cauldron?
Boo.
I like the books that it's based on.
Boo.
The Chronicles of Prydain.
Yeah, I do. You know what? That's a good point. I love reading the Chronicles of Prydain. Didn't you love all those movies they made about the Chronicles of Prydain with Daniel Radcliffe in them? Oh, wait, no. Those aren't the good movies that you're talking about. Oh, Chronicles of Prydain? I've never read it. I don't want to.
We don't like books on this podcast, just food.
There's nothing wrong with books, but I like reading good books.
Those are good books.
Oh, as if. Get out of here.
They are.
Yeah, sure. Watching The Black Cauldron is as much fun as watching Beauty and the Beast. Watching The Black Cauldron is as much fun as watching Lion King.
Well,
Watching The Black Cauldron is as much fun as watching pasta boil.
okay, yep, I see what you're saying.
But anyways, don't get me started
I'm
on that.
happy to see Black Cauldron in the game for anybody who likes that movie.
Me too.
You know? It adds a spooky new dimension.
That's
to
true.
Lorcana. I think people, out there are excited for it. So, I won't yuck your yum.
No, me neither.
I will yuck your yum if you like the Black Cauldron legendary item card, because that thing stinks.
Yeah, stinkeroo.
That's a stinkeroo. I do not want to pull that on release day.
No, especially because it's a legendary. That's sad.
You know we're going to pull 4 of it,
I
right?
know.
You know that's going to happen.
Especially now that we've talked about it.
Yep, we're pulling 4 Black
God.
Cauldrons and nothing else. We're gonna open a box and it's gonna be 4 Black Cauldrons and no other legendaries.
No other cards.
No other cards.
That's it.
They're all empty except for yeah. That'll be fun. Can't wait for that. You want to hop on into Amethyst here?
Let's do it.
What do you want to talk about?
I am excited for Merlin. Now, our boy Merlin's gotten a lot of cards, but this one I'm especially excited about. This is Merlin completing his research. This is a 2-cost uninkable card with 0 strength and 3 willpower. It quests for 2. He is a Storyborn mentor, sorcerer, and whisper.
Such cool
Ooh,
art.
The coolest. He's boost 2, and he has the ability Legacy of Learning. When this character is banished in a challenge, if he had a card under him, draw 2 cards. He's an uncommon card. I love it. I'm a fan of this. I think that his mechanic is really cool, where he lets you draw some cards. I really used to love the Amethyst bounce deck with the fox and the rabbit and all that jazz. And I'm hopeful that this is kind of a step towards some of those really cool cards where they give you a lot from being banished. You can kind of put them out there, blow them up, and then you can keep on playing your game. Their demise works for your benefit, which I think is a really cool thing about Amethyst, and this art slaps.
Interesting that he's uninkable. I think this card could have been inkable and it would have been a lot more playable. As it is, it's going to be really interesting strategically to figure out when you want to play this, because I don't think you don't want to play this on turn 2, because then you have to boost on turn 3 if you want to quest on turn 3, and then what are you doing with your leftover ink? You're playing a 1-drop, I guess. So not sure how he fits into a curve and when you would be able to use his boost ability. I feel like he's better in the late game, but then if he's better in the late game and if he's uninkable, it's hard to make that work. You could be clogging up your hand.
I think he could see play potentially with an Amber, right? With that Scrooge that lets you boost for free. Anything that's going to let you kind of play him and do his boost all in one, I think would be really great. I don't know if he's ever really going to see play, but I like him. I'm going to want to put him in a deck that I'm just playing on my own.
Yeah, I could see him in an Amber Amethyst aggressive shell, one that has a little bit more game into the mid game, turn 5, 6. If it wants to hang around that long, maybe he is giving you some extra juice to make it a couple more turns.
Yeah. Who have you highlighted here from Amethyst, Brett?
I've highlighted Demona, Scourge of the Wyvern Clan.
Oh, you sound so sad.
Yeah, I don't know. She's a 6-cost inkable, 5 strength, 6 willpower, Storyborn villain, gargoyle, sorcerer, quests for 2. She has 2 pretty good abilities. Ad saxum commutate. When you play this character, exert all opposing characters. Then each player with fewer than 3 cards in their hand draws until they have 3. And she has the Stone by Day ability that a lot of the gargoyle characters have, which is if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this character can't ready. She is really good. She's really good. She's potentially game-defining, meta-defining card. Exert all opposing characters on an inkable huge body. I mean, the last time we saw this ability, it was on an uninkable 7-drop, Anna. Uninkable 7 with worse stats.
Yeah.
And she didn't have this card draw ability baked in. Now, yeah, you have this quote-unquote downside. If you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this character can't ready. Yeah, if you put her in your deck, that's not going to be a problem. You're going to want to get rid of cards. As it is, the ability to just like make a big board and sit there and not be worried about be prepared, and then you just play her and make favorable trades everywhere is crazy.
Yeah, it's a shame. And I'm really not trying to be a yuck someone's yum, but this is the same thing that I've said many times where like, this should be a Mickey. A card that's this good, that's able to be played, that's so meta-defining, like you're saying, that should be a Mickey. But it's cool. I agree that it's a really cool card. I think it's going to see a lot of play. I can foresee many set champs of going, yeah, well, they played Demona. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, they went first. They played a character every turn. Then they played Demona. Then my board got wiped and I had no hope.
Right. Like, that's going to happen.
Game over.
And that's cool. I mean, that's what we were talking about with having, super powered cards like that. That's fun. The more that we have, the better the game will be. I think she'll be a lot of fun to play with. Not fun to play against.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're a Gargoyle fan, good on you. Funny story about Gargoyles. Shout out to Sean G., our buddy who said that he was introduced to the concept of gun violence because of Gargoyles.
So,
That's
what that show's about, I guess. I never watched Gargoyles because it came on after Darkwing Duck or whatever the heck was on before it that I did watch. And it was so scary that I wouldn't watch it.
Too scary for me too, yeah.
Yeah, as if. Get out of here.
Yep. But overall, Amethyst cards in this set, pretty darn good. The Hades Legendary, that basically is a 5-cost inkable 3/4, draws you 2 cards because your opponent's never going to let you banish a character for nothing, is really good. Just a big body that draws you 2 cards. The Cheshire Cat feels like an upgrade over Bell Accomplished Mystic, which is insane. So you have perhaps the best color, the color that could draw cards and control the board. It's continued its strength. It's going to be really strong.
Yeah, Amethyst is always doing well. I love Amethyst. I've left it kind of in the dust lately because it's become so cool and so used, and I'm so off meta. But but I do agree that I think it's going to continue doing really well.
Yeah, hipsters don't play Amethyst, huh?
Yep.
All right, shall we move on to Emerald?
Let's hit it.
Did you highlight an Emerald card, Katie?
Oh, did I ever? I highlighted Little John. Little John, Impermanent Outlaw. He's a 6-cost uninkable card, 4 strength, 5 willpower. He quests for 3. He's a Storyborn ally, Whisper. He has boost 3 and the ability Ready to Wrestle. Whenever you put a card under this character, ready him. I love this card. The art is amazing, right? So I think that I could see this card in a deck where you can get some free boosts, right? Like maybe with a Scrooge, maybe in some kind of like an Amber World, right? Where you can maybe quest for 6 in a turn with Little John. Maybe more somehow. I don't know. I might not see huge like meta play, but I think it's really fun.
I love that you called it out. I love a good combo card. I love a card that says, hey, build around me. What can you do to break the game with me? And I think Little John definitely says that. Piggybacking on your idea of the ways to gain even more than 6 lore, I kind of want to try him out in an Emerald Sapphire list.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you play Medal of Heroes.
Yep.
Imagine you have 2 Medal of Heroes out, right? That gives you +2 lore for the turn on a character.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, so you pop both of those. You get him up to 7, right?
Yep.
And then quest with him twice.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you've gained 14 lore in a turn, right? On turn 7. So you play him on 6. Maybe you've played the Shipwright Goofy leading into that. You give him ward. Then on turn 7, you ink. You pop 2 heroes for 4, and you pay 3 to ready Little John, and you've just quested for 14 like nothing.
Hot patootie, that's pretty good. I hope that he sees some play. I hope he gets the service that he deserves. What about you, Brett? What did you highlight from Emerald here?
I wanted to give my girl Webby Vanderquack some love.
Ooh!
I love this character in DuckTales. She's so unique. I love how precocious she is. She's like a ninja in the show.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's just wicked cool, right? And so I'm happy to see her get a treatment beyond a vanilla, which was her previous incarnation.
Yeah, I love the art on this card too. I love that she's got that bucket of gold spilling out over her name. I am such a sucker for the legendary art that spills out onto the card description and the card name and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Such a good improvement when they started implementing that. Anyway, Webby is a 4-cost inkable character. She has 2 strength, 4 willpower. Webby Junior Prospector. She's a Floodborn ally, quests for 2, shifts for 2. She has ward. Okay, cool. Already you're like, pretty good. You could shift her on turn 2, and she's a warded 2/4 that quests for 2. Not too bad. Then she has the ability Work Smarter. Whenever this character quests, if an opponent has more cards in their inkwell than you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. Love this legendary card. I love how it promotes going second, right? It's an advantage to you if you're on the draw. It's a little bit of a catch-up mechanic. It's something that we wanted to see more of. I think we saw it with Hey Hey was the other kind of prominent example of this effect. I think this is a much, much better card than Hey Hey. So happy to see Webby in the game in this fashion.
I know that you've been coming up with ideas for Webby decks. I know our dear friend Rob made an almost all Emerald list that had Webby in it. So I think a lot of people are really excited for this card. I hope that she sees a lot of play.
Yeah, if Sapphire decks remain popular as we think that they will, then she'll be a nice little counter to that, and it'll give Emerald decks the ability to go a little later into the game sometimes.
Yeah, now speaking of DuckTales, there's another beloved character who's made his way to Lorcana.
Launchpad McQuack is finally in the game.
Woo!
But it's kind of boring.
Yeah, look, once again, as I said at the beginning of this episode, we are going to be found someday screaming on the beach saying, we knew all about this, because we made a Launchpad that was way better as a dream card, like so long ago.
Yep, I think our Launchpad was more thematic. I think it was more fun to play. But unfortunately, this is the incarnation we get. He's just a little bit boring. He's kind of like an almost vanilla that can banish a location. So, I mean, if location decks take off, then maybe you'll see some Launchpad around. But as it is, I think he's just going to be relegated to the binder for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, we'll take what we can get. I'm glad he's at least in the game. That's a step forward. And maybe they'll make a cool Floodborne Launchpad someday.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad that we're going to see more of some much more minor characters from DuckTales, like the Black Heron is going to be in way more decks. Like, she's going to be in all of these decks. You're going to see so much of that character, and she's in, like, 5 or 6 episodes of DuckTales. And, like, is a cool character, don't get me wrong, but Launchpad gets this really boring incarnation. Oh, come on.
It's like Demona. It's like Demona being a really cool card kills me. That has to be Mickey.
Like, why couldn't that be Minnie? She has an Amethyst card.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool to just have this really bomb Minnie Mouse?
It'd be great.
Mm.
Oh, well.
Quick highlight for Malicious, Mean, and Scary.
Ooh.
That card is crazy good.
Remind me what it does.
Inkable 3-cost song. Put a damage counter on every opposing character.
Right, just put it on them.
Just put it on them. So it gets around resist.
Yep.
It can banish a character if they only have 1 willpower, right? So it's like half of a grab your sword at the very least. But it's inkable. Are you kidding me? Inkable 3-cost song. And it enables so many combos with all of those. If the character is damaged, do X, Y, or Z things that are in Emerald. Especially the big old Prince Philip, the 9-cost Floodborne Prince Philip that banishes all damaged characters for your opponent. That is incredible. An incredible combo. You just need the little 3-cost Philip out there. You sing this song, you shift the Philip, boom, one-sided board wipe.
Yep.
I love that Philip. I loved him last set. My favorite deck in Reign of Jafar ended up being that Return of Hercules, Prince Philip, Bogo combo deck. I think that was really fun. I love playing big characters, big, cool characters that have cool art and are expensive to play. And when you play them, they change the game. Like, that's fun. I want to swing the board. I want to see, like, cool things happen. You know what's not exciting? Like, I'm going to play a 3/3 on 2. Can you believe how good the stats are? Like, that's not fun.
No,
Who
lame.
cares about that?
Lame.
You know what I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to combo sing a 9-cost Bloodborne Prince Philip that's evasive and quests for 3 and wipes the board if I can manage to pull it off. Like, that's cool.
You're darn right, and that's why I married you.
Yeah, because I'm living on the edge, you know?
Yeah, you're a rebel like that.
I'm a rebel. All right, enough of Emerald, enough of those hijinks.
Yeah.
Let's get into some good, straightforward strength here. Some big brute force turkey leg kind of cards.
Yeah.
What?
Let's go to
Ruby
Olympus.
Cards. Let's go to Olympus, Katie.
Let's go to Olympus.
Your favorite color, the ruby color. What do you think?
Oh, my favorite color. I am excited by 2 cards in Ruby, especially. So I want to highlight Hermes. He is Hermes Harried Messenger. He's a 3-cost inkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower, Storyborn deity, which is fun. We're seeing a lot more deities this set. He quests for 1, and he has Rush. He has a flavor text. What do you mean late? Kid, I was ahead of my time before time was invented. He's a common. I like this card because I think it's beautifully thematic. I just love a good thematic Lorcana card, right? Hermes is in a rush. His character has Rush. He's a 3/3 for 3.
Yeah.
He's not changing the world, but he'll be fun and limited.
Yeah,
He's
definitely
a fun
fun and
little
limited.
Rush dude. And I, again, just really appreciate when they actually care about the story and they put some effort into like, oh, Hermes is a guy that runs around and he's going to be Rush and he's going to be Ruby. And that makes a lot of sense. And we're going to have fun with it. Like, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, a really clean marriage of character and mechanics there.
Yeah.
And really good, a good example of power creep. I think you might see play beyond limited. We played a 3-cost uninkable 3/3 with Rush in Rafiki for a good while. And he was kind of sneaking into some decks for sets after the first chapter. So an inkable version of that card, I could see this seeing some play. I mean, if the deity keyword is relevant at all, that might help. It already is a little bit relevant with the new version of Along Came Zeus that we got. He hurled his Thunderbolt. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, I'd give him some more credit. I think he might see a little bit of play.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm a little bit more excited for Hercules, who is a beautiful legendary card. Once again, I love how the art's popping out right over that title card. That gets me so good. That legendary art, man, it'll never cease to make me weak in the knees unless it's Demona. Anyways, Hercules is a 4-cost uninkable card. He is Hercules' mighty leader. He has 5 strength, 3 willpower. He's a storyborn hero, prince deity. He has 2 abilities. The first ability is Ever Vigilant. This character can't be dealt damage unless he's being challenged. Fun. And then he has Ever Valiant. While this character is exerted, your other hero characters can't be dealt damage unless they're being challenged. And he quests for 2. So, what I'm excited for here with Hercules is the prospect of a beautiful, beautiful hero deck where we got a little Steel from like a Phil who boosts up all of our heroes. You got a little Ruby like with Hercules and other big fat heroes. I think it's really fun and I like the mechanic.
Yeah, I find him really hard to evaluate. I feel like there's no other effect that's quite like this. I like that it provides a puzzle for your opponent, right? Because when he's exerted, then he can be dealt damage in a challenge. So then you have to challenge him first before you can deal any damage to those other heroes. I'm wondering if there are ways to take advantage of this ability on a surprise level, right? Because he has to be exerted, it's a little bit telegraphed. But what if you combo him with the Tinkerbell, the 2-cost Tinkerbell that allows you to exert a 5-strength character in exchange for lore? So let's say you're able to play a hero like Mulan, the 2/1 on turn 1. Then you play Tinkerbell. Then on turn 3, you play some kind of challengey hero. Maybe something like that new Mulan, the 3-cost Ruby Mulan. Maybe you drop her on turn 3, so now you have a really big challenger. You play Hercules on turn 4, he comes into play exerted, and then you challenge in with Mulan and take something out without taking any damage in return. Maybe something like that. Other heroes that are in that 3-drop spot, you've got like Sisu, Emboldened Warrior, Hand Sisu as she normally is called. Yep. You've got like Li Shang is a hero. The one that can challenge ready characters. That could be an interesting 3-drop. So there are some options there, right? Like,
yeah, definitely.
You can activate Hercules on a surprise basis, and then he gets kind of guaranteed value.
Yeah, there are so many heroes in Lorcana that it just feels like it would be really fun.
Bodyguards would also be interesting with Hercules, right? Like,
definitely,
you hide him behind a bodyguard that's a hero.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, that could
hide
be
him
really
behind
fun.
himself. My God. What are you excited for with Ruby here? You know what? Actually, sorry. Let me take that back. I shouldn't ask you that because I know what you're excited for with Ruby.
If anybody has been listening to this podcast for any amount of time, you can anticipate which card I am excited for. Donald Duck is now a Ruby champion. He was always the champion of our hearts, minds, and souls, but now he's also the champion of an entire ink color.
Yes.
Incredible. Donald Duck, Ruby champion, 4-cost, uninkable. Ugh, that hurts. Uninkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower, quests for 1. He's a Dreamborn hero. The art is incredible. Look at his outfit. He looks like a Ruby champion. He's got an amazing hat on. I don't know what kind of hat that is, but it's amazing.
He does look amazing.
He's about to seize this Ruby lore, and he is just amazing. He has 2 abilities. First is high energy. Your other Ruby characters get +1 strength. Okay. Then powerful reward. Your other Ruby characters with 7 strength or more get +1 lore.
Boom.
What more do you want?
I mean, really nothing. I'm such a sucker for Ruby, so I think this card is great. I love that it just only helps other Ruby cards. I think that it makes you lean towards a big Ruby deck. I'm a champion of Ruby long before Donald Duck was ever a champion of Ruby.
He invites you to build around him for sure. I can't wait to make a Donald Duck Ruby champion deck. It's going to be some kind of Strength Matters build. The other card with a threshold of 7 strength or more is blue that I can think of.
Oh.
Right? So, you play that blue where your 7 strength characters can't take damage.
Yeah, right.
So you combo that with this Donald Duck. Maybe some of your 6 strength Ruby characters are also a little bit more playable with this Donald Duck because it bumps them up to that 7 strength threshold.
Yeah, super fun. He feels like a card in a deck that's going to let you quest for 10 in one turn, and that's super fun.
He combos pretty well with Pie Slinger too, right? Because he's going to get Pie Slinger to 10 strength
Oh, that's a good
later
point.
in the game, and then you play Maximus, right? So maybe it's a Strength Matters Maximus Donald Duck deck. You get Donald Duck Pie Slinger up to 10 strength with Donald Duck Ruby Champion, and then you trigger Maximus for 5 lore.
Well, that sounds done and dusted to me.
What do you think about Ruby in the new set here, Katie? Do you think it's going to rebound a little bit? Because I think it was by far the worst color, the least represented color competitively throughout Fabled.
I hope that it has some legs. This set, right? I feel like it's gotten a lot of really cool cards. I think there's a lot of good support for it with its ability to exert characters and challenge and kind of shoot for the lore. It might have a chance.
Yeah, the new ability to exert characters. It had only been on one card previously, Radigan. There was a 5-cost uninkable Radigan that could exert characters of, I think, 3 strength or less. And that was the only way that Ruby could natively exert opposing characters. For a color that wants to be challenging, to give them all of these new tools to be able to exert and then open up some of these challenges is really compelling. Maybe that it will help in a world without Be Prepared. You also get some old tools like Dragonfire coming back.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'm excited about Next Stop Olympus. That's a really fun card.
Oh, yes.
You can ready a character for free if you have a character with strength 5 or more, which I mean, if you're playing the card, you're going to have that.
Right.
The one that comes to mind is, of course, Maui Shark. You also get a lore when you play this card.
Right.
So theoretically, you can challenge with Maui Shark, and then you grab this from your discard, you play it for free, you gain the 2 lore, you challenge again with Maui Shark, you grab it back from your discard, you play it for free, you gain the 2 lore. I mean, if you were able to give Maui some resist or a way to challenge ready characters I don't know, One Last Hope, you could have this one-sided board wipe machine where you plow through your opponent's entire board and gain a bunch of lore in the process.
Yeah, really incredible. We're getting a lot of good Hercules support in Ruby. I'm just realizing this. And I love it.
We'll see how your favorite color develops. All right, onto Sapphire.
Yeah, your favorite color, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What are you looking forward to in Sapphire here, Brett? You go first.
Okay. Spooky Sight
Ooh.
is so cool. The Enchanted is amazing. I love the art for it.
Me too.
Spooky Sight. It's got the Headless Horseman kind of threatening Mickey, Donald, and Goofy.
Yeah.
It's really cute. But Spooky Sight is a 6-cost uninkable action. And it says, put all characters with cost 3 or less into their player's inkwells, face down, and exerted.
Bum, bum, bum.
This is everything Sapphire has ever wanted.
Yes.
Because the way you lose as Sapphire more than any other is, I think, just getting run over by aggro.
Yes.
And this card says, ramp up to me, and then let's reset the game, now that I have much more ink than you do. So I think this card could definitely see play. The way it won't see play is if it pushes aggro out of the meta,
Right.
And then you don't need to run it. But personally, I'm excited about this card. It doesn't matter as much that it's uninkable in a color where you can ink uninkable cards with things like Tipo or the new Cinderella. So I'm going to be running this because I don't like losing to aggro. I like to play the game out, I'm just glad that it exists. I think more board wipe and more interactivity is absolutely the way that I want to see Lorcana develop.
Definitely. I am also really excited by the art in this card.
Okay.
In both Spooky Sight and Sudden Scare, Mickey's eyes are kind of crazy to look at. Don't they look odd to you?
I guess so.
I don't know that they're
Tell
necessarily
me more
odd.
about it.
They're not necessarily odd, but Donald and Goofy have the eyes that we always see them with, right? Where they have whites in their eyes and they have little pupils. We always see them drawn like that. But Mickey is his little Steamboat Willie self.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, this is also the same Mickey that we see in Lonesome Ghosts, which is that 1937 short where the three of them run into ghosts and such. And I'm assuming that's what this art is based on, right?
Well, Lonesome Ghosts is also featured in Sudden Scare.
Right, exactly. So I'm guessing that's where this Mickey's from. But it's just so interesting. You don't ever really see this Mickey in like art ever, because he went pretty quickly from Steamboat Willie, like black and white Mickey with these eyes, to the pie eyes, where he has like a little chunk of pie, looks like it's been cut out of his eyes to give him a little bit more expression.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes into the eyeballs, kind of like what Goofy and Donald have a little bit later.
Sure.
But it's interesting. I don't know. I think that's part of what I find to be so pretty about the art and what I find so charming.
It has a classic appeal.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you have a Sapphire card to highlight?
Do I ever? I'm talking about Pluto Clever Clue Finder.
I think you're the only person talking about Pluto Clever Clue Finder. Tell us about him.
Okay. So he's a 2-cost inkable card. He has 2 strength, 2 willpower. He's a Dreamborn ally. He has the ability On the Trail, which if you exert him, says if you have a detective character in play, return an item card from your discard to your hand. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck. He quests for 1. And he has a flavor text. Every detective can use an assistant to sniff out clues. Okay. Roll with me on this.
Okay. Yeah, do tell.
I love the detective deck idea here, right? I know that you're sensitive about it because Chip and Dale are not detectives, and they should be, but the errata's coming soon. We know that it is. Again, check for that petition in our bio, folks. But I think it's a really cute mechanic on a 2-cost inkable card. Give me a 2-cost inkable card that has a little bit of oomph to it. Do I think this is going to change the game? No. Do I think it's going to be fun to put in a cute little Pluto deck? Yeah, I do. And also, I think it's about time we got charming little items back in this game. There was a moment where items mattered, and items were fun. I also liked locations, but that's a different thing. I think it's cool, and he's helping you find clues, so he's getting little items. Like, come on!
Okay.
How thematic and great is that? That's the fun of Lorcana. I don't care that it's not a good deck, and people won't like it, and nobody plays items. I think it's cute, and I think it's cute that he's a dog, and he hunts for clues.
It is cute. It is cute, and it is card advantage, and you should never turn up your nose at card advantage, I suppose. He's understated for sure. He has the stipulation of needing the detective character, so you have to jump through some hoops, and you need an item in your discard that you put there in the first place, and then something that you value getting back. In a world without Popsicle, it's a little bit harder, but we do have a few new items that are interesting. We have this Ink Runner card that lets you draw when you play it as an item. You've got some of the new steel items that do damage, like the robot Mouse Queen and this like improvised explosive card. That could be interesting to kind of loop with this Pluto. So I'm not saying that it's completely unplayable. It's just a few hoops to jump through to want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. This card to me feels like, when you have like a Nilla wafer and you haven't had one in a while, and you just take time to like appreciate how vanilla it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you don't want to buy it at the store again. You don't need it for a long time, and it's not really good for you nutritionally, and it doesn't really go with any other desserts that you're having. But you're just like, wow, that was a really good tasting Nilla wafer. And that's how I feel about this card.
Okay. It's flying under the radar for you.
It's tasty.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Daisy Duck, the legendary that's going to be the reward for Set Champs.
Ooh.
That art is going hard. I love that card. I love Daisy Duck. I really want that mat. The first mat that I've wanted since Mirabelle. I anticipate picking a deck and sticking with it and trying kind of hard for that mat because that Daisy Duck mat is really cool.
Yeah, man. It's real good.
One last color, Katie, in our mashed potato well here.
Makes me want mashed potatoes. I would love nothing more than to talk about Prince Charming. So, Prince Charming is a 7-cost inkable card. Prince Charming, Protector of the Realm. He has 3 strength and 10 willpower. He's a Dreamborn hero prince with bodyguard. He quests for 2, and he has the ability Protective Presence. Each turn, only one character can challenge. This boy's a ledge. I have always been into the Prince Charming Cinderella cards in this game. I think they're really pretty. I think they look classic. I think it's really fun to play with characters who are so buttoned up, I suppose, right? Cinderella is very pretty and perfect. Prince Charming is pretty and perfect. And when you put them in like a weird setting like this, and there's like all kinds of water and stuff behind him, and he's got like a shield and stuff, and
and
it's like,
there's
what's he
rocks and
doing?
stuff.
Yeah. Like Prince Charming doesn't belong standing on top of a rock. He's supposed to be like at home knitting, right? That's what Prince Charming does. He doesn't fight. Philip fights, right? Philip fights a dragon. Prince Charming looks for the owner of a shoe. And I'm not trying to offend him. I'm just saying that he's not really like a baller.
He's more at home in a footlocker than in a subterranean cavern.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is. And so it's fun to see these characters, ball out. That's why everybody loves that Cinderella art. Cinderella Stouthearted, right? The old classic OG. I also just love a big beefy bodyguard. Give me a big beefy card.
How do you anticipate using this?
Well, I mean, I can see him in a deck with a lot of other beef. If you can get a big old beefy steel deck, if you can get maybe a song steel deck.
Yeah, maybe he goes in the deck with that Simba, that when you boost, you can flip the top card of your deck. Because imagine flipping this off of Simba. He comes into play exerted. Great, he's a bodyguard.
Yes.
He wants to be exerted anyway.
Yeah, right.
Each turn, only one character can challenge. So, like, you flip this off your Simba, you play something else, and then, you pass it back to your opponent, and they're looking at this board of a bunch of beefcakes, and they don't know what to do.
Right. And if you've got a deck with songs or other ways to eliminate your opponent's board, right, you're not really too worried about only having one character able to challenge.
It's a little bit vulnerable to, I think, some of the emerald removal, like some of those tempo options where, if they play a stopped chaos in its tracks, you're going to be sad with that 3 string.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. But if you play him with something that can boost his strength, that would be great.
True. And he's vulnerable, to the sapphire removal kind of suite. Like, a Hades on this would feel kind of bad. But against steel? Ooh, yeah, he presents a bit of a problem for sure. I'm thinking like against amethyst steel, if the game goes late, if you plop this down, then he presents a real problem.
Yeah. Plus, he's gorgeous. Look at him.
I like his shield.
Ugh, me
the
too.
steel logo there.
Now, this is not as exciting as other legendary arts, and it's not like super popping out of the picture that he's in, but it's okay. I'll take it. What are you excited for in steel here, Brett?
Well, I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I want to talk about the ingenious device. I think I called it like improvised explosive or whatever, but
same thing.
It's actually called ingenious device. It's a 3-cost uninkable steel item. It has 2 abilities. First is surprise package. You exert it and pay 2, banish the item. You draw a card and then choose and discard a card. So that's a lot of work to just draw and then discard. The other ability is, during your turn, when this item is banished, deal 3 damage to chosen character or location.
Ooh.
Okay, so now it gets a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Because the first ability is a way to banish the item on demand. And that's about what it is. It's kind of like a desperate measure. Like, I don't have another way of banishing this, so I'll just pay the 2 and do this little draw and discard effect and deal the 3 damage. But if you can combine this with other cards that banish your items, now we're talking, right? Like if you hit this with Monsieur Dark, or with Belle, the apprentice inventor, then all of a sudden you're paying 3 to deal 3, which is, on rate with a smash, but it opens you up to recursion, like with Pluto. So you can blow this up with Belle, and then, play a detective, and then use Pluto to get the device back, and then you play it again, and then, the next turn you play another Belle, or you hit it with Monsieur Dark and draw cards, and now you're cooking.
And now you're using Pluto.
Now you're using Pluto. So, it's cool to have an item that you want to recur that also provides some removal. I think it's been a problem for item decks in the past. Like, it takes so much to kind of get these engines going. And oftentimes by the time you get those engines going, you've just lost the game because you've been dirtling around with a bunch of items. So it's nice to have an item that also slows your opponent down.
Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting item to look at. I'm curious as to why you have to exert it to banish it. Like, I'm not sure why that mechanic is in there. It says exert and pay 2 to banish this item, but why does it matter that you're exerting it? Because you're just getting rid of it.
That's a really good question. I guess there are edge cases where you could play this item out, and then your opponent plays something like Ice Spikes, and then keeps this exerted, so then you can't do the surprise package part. But then, of course, you can still do the time grows short You can still banish it with your bell or whatever and execute the second part of the effect. But I guess there are scenarios where you could exert the item before it gets used so that you can't like on demand use the draw and discard. But that's a hedge case. It involves cards that never ever sees play, and those are just off the top of my head. So I mean, you're right that it seems like that won't often factor in.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's nice to have a little interplay, right? Like basically the art is a bomb, like a cartoon bomb with a cartoon alarm clock attached to it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that there's this interplay, like, oh, we have to stop the bomb from going off. Like, let's exert it quick. I guess let's hit it with some ice spikes. Listen, if you were ever playing a game of Lorcana and you hit an ingenious device with ice spikes, you let me know.
Yeah, we'll have you on the pod.
Yeah, because you're a big brain player for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else about Steel, Katie?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the pretty art.
Okay.
It's so nice. I'm so into the whispers. I don't totally get what whispers are or how they're going to be important for the game yet.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. I know we should know this. I know that there was like a lore cast about it, and I know that the information's out there a little bit, but we have to catch up.
The art is gorgeous, though, for these whispers. I mean, ay caramba. I'm talking specifically about Zeus missing his spark. Like, whatever. He's got lightning bolts coming out of his shirt and his pants and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, maybe he doesn't have lightning bolts coming out of his pants because he's specifically Zeus missing his spark.
Oh, my God. The family podcast. Whew.
Just a little entendre.
Ay caramba. Anyways, he's like reaching out and he looks so cool and strong, and I mean, the card's fun. I'm not necessarily like super excited about the card. I think he's going to be cool and strong and very Zeusy. But I just really like the art. I just want to take a moment here at the end of our little wrap up here to talk about how pretty it is.
Yeah, there's nothing like going on and on about all of the art on our audio only podcast.
Yeah, just let me describe it to you again. So he's standing there, right?
He's got an orange hand that's projecting towards you in the frame.
You remember Hercules, right? So his dad in the movie.
Oh, yeah, Zeus missing his spark. He is a deity, which could be relevant for the other steel card that does warrant mentioning, hurled his thunderbolt. We get Along Came Zeus Light. So Along Came Zeus, it doesn't damage locations. It only does 4 damage rather than 5, but it does have this little tag of giving your deity characters Challenger +2. So if you are including this Zeus in your deck for his boost ability, then you can perhaps benefit from him being a deity.
Lots of really fun cards to look forward to.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome to finally have a full suite of new, powerful cards to change the metagame, to invite creative deck building, and to really shake things up.
We're going to get tons of chanties, too. I can feel it in the air.
Knock on wood, would you? Come on.
I can't. We don't have any wood down here.
There's wood. The ceiling is wood. The floor is wood. The desk in front of you is wood.
Okay. I did it.
Would you like a mint on the way out the door, Catherine?
Yeah, I mean, considering that we just had huge milkshakes and then like a pile of potatoes and gravy, I think we could really use a mint.
The dinner of champions.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. A new dream card for you for the first time in months.
Ooh, what have you made?
We have here Noi, a baby.
But you hate Noi. What's happening?
Let me tell you, I hate Noi. I hate this character from Raya, the ninja baby who doesn't make any sense and completely ruins all of the world building, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Having now a baby that we take care of all the time,
yeah,
I am even more chagrined at the presence of Noi and Raya in The Last Dragon. It is even more preposterous to me. It is even more frustrating because, let me tell you, those little monkeys that like follow Noi around, they would have cannibalized Noi.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Like, it's just even more preposterous. I didn't quite know how preposterous it was that Noi is the weird con artist ninja that she is. It's awful. It's terrible storytelling. I can't stand it. And so I have made this dreamborn iteration of Noi. This is Noi, a baby. And it's reflective of Noi as if Noi was actually a baby.
Yeah, she's all swaddled up with a little pacifier in her mouth.
Okay, so this is Noi, a baby. Noi has, you guessed it, 0 strength and 1 willpower. Noi does quest for 3 because...
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Babies are cute.
Noi has two abilities. The first is actual baby, and it says this character cannot challenge. This is reflective of the fact that Noi is actually a baby.
Yeah, I'm getting you
in
here,
this,
yep.
Again, Dreamborn iteration, the Noi of my dreams.
Sure, yep.
The second ability is nap time. This character cannot quest or ready unless you have a character in play with 3 strength or more.
Yep.
The flavor text is a quote from Raya, where she says, "Really? A con baby?" Which is my thoughts exactly. It was as if the person who was writing Raya wasn't on the same page as the person writing Noi and wanted to express their disbelief. That is a quote from Raya. So yeah, Noi here is dependent on somebody taking care of her. So you need a 3 strength character or more to allow her to quest or to ready. But, if you do take care of the actual baby Noi, then she can quest for 3 because she brings a lot of joy to your life,
Yeah.
like a baby does.
Yeah. She's just a baby.
Just a baby.
Yeah.
Yep. So this far more accurate representation of Noi as she perhaps should have been represented in the movie.
Are you now concerned paternally for Noi? Is that your paternal instincts being she can't be out there being a con baby all on her own?
I'm sure that's part of it. I'm frustrated on behalf of Noi and at Noi's creators and her fictional parents. I'm mad at her creative and fictional parents.
She does have parents. How do we know that Noi didn't lose her parents tragically? She must have, right?
Or who knows? I mean, there's no logic with Noi, right? You could tell me, in the world of Raya as she's presented, you could be like, oh yeah, Noi became a ninja and slaughtered her parents one night and ran away because she didn't like them. That has about as much logic as the rest of her actions.
That is possible, huh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. So anyway, I hope that we see Noi more accurately represented as, once again, actually a baby at some point.
Wow. Well, thank you. It's a delicious mint.
You're very welcome.
All right. Calm down. Okay. What's coming up next, Brett?
Well, regular episodes.
Yeah,
we're really trying to get back on the horse here. So we're looking forward to reconnecting with y'all and putting out some content as we continue to enjoy this new Lorcana set. We are going to try to get some special guests on the podcast as ever. We'll be talking about exciting things about Disney, things about snacks, things about the game.
Ooh.
We're going to take a first pass at decks for Whispers in the Well.
Yeah, we've been talking about some ideas we have for decks, and we're hoping to make it to release day at our friendly local gaming store, and maybe we'll be able to put together some of those decks.
We're also going to be trying to sign up for the next DLC.
Yeah, we miss a good DLC. As you may remember, dear listener, we went to the DLC in Fort Worth and in Seattle last year, so we're hoping to try to make it to at least one, or at least one of us makes it to one. We just want to touch a DLC in some way, hopefully.
I think we were going to try to sign up and then let the cards fall where they may. We're fortunate to have great family help for the baby, so maybe by the time Richmond rolls around, we're in a position where we could leave her for a couple days and feel okay, or we can just take her with us, and she does really well with traveling so far in the little bit of traveling that we've done, so it might be kind of fun to try to take her on an adventure.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We'll see what happens.
Until next time, dear listener, remember, you can always find us on all the social medias. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Twitter, same thing as X. We're all over the place at Smorkana. You can always email us at smorkana@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear about, what you want us to talk about. Tell us what you've been snacking on. We've been missing you. We've been having a lot of crazy snacks with this baby. Kind of snacking all day long. We had snack for dinner last night.
We've had quite a few occasions where we'll get up at 3 a.m. and have tea and ginger snaps. That was a go-to snack for a little while, a couple of old people.
Yeah, well, we're parents now.
Yeah,
we're
now
old.
that we're parents, we're very old, and we just like to have tea and ginger snaps at 3 a.m. Until next time, keep on snacking, y'all.
Yum, yum, yum.